Hi guys, this is just a quick review of HP ZBook Power G7. I bought it about 10 days ago and now I have decided to send it back. It was a tough decision because, to be honest, in many ways it was an awesome workstation. In this video I'm going to tell you about all the best aspects of this ZBook and I will explain to you why ultimately I'm not going to keep it. But you can make up your own mind because there are some key points you should consider. It may not be a great workstation for me, but it is for you. I'm just currently on a search to find my ultimate workstation or a laptop that meets my requirements. Your requirements may be different. Let's just quickly go through the specs. The price to spec ratio of this workstation is, in my humble opinion, great. If I wanted to buy a Dell workstation with similar specs, I would have to pay about £600 more. Instead, I paid about £1,450 for the ZBook Power G7. So what does this money buy you? Honestly, quite a lot. The ZBook comes with Intel Core i7-10750H. It has a 50.6-inch screen and it has a decent display. The display I got is Full HD, but if you want you can also opt for 4K display. It has narrow bezel, it has anti-reflection, it has Gorilla Glass 5, and that's all I was really interested in. In terms of the graphic card, it has P1000 Max Q, which for those of you unaware of the graphic card spectrum is kind of equivalent to 1650 Ti. The ports on the left side are one RJ45, one Super Speed USB Type-A, and one HDMI 2.0. On the right side, we've got one power connector, one Thunderbolt with Super Speed, one USB Type-C, two Super Speed USB Type-A's, and one headphone microphone combo. In terms of the keyboard, the ZBook comes with HP Premium Quiet Keyboard, spill-resistant, full-size, backlit keyboard with a programmable key. And lastly, it's protected by HP warranty for 3 years. The major point in this review is you need to understand why did I buy this workstation. So I'm a computer science student and the main reason why I decided to buy ZBook Power G7 is because I had to use a 3D gaming engine. So the laptop I had, it didn't have a dedicated graphic card, so I was searching for something within my student budget that will give me a great performance and durability. So in this workstation I wanted a dedicated graphic card, a decent processor, and something that would last me until the end of my degree. I have to say, there are many advantages to this workstation, even though I am sending it back. So the main advantage for me was the price point with the good specs. Even now as I am about to send it back, I'm not so sure I will come across something so good in terms of value for money. I'm eyeing Lenovo Legion 5 laptop, which seems more powerful on paper, but honestly I will only know once I get it. And then one of the best aspects of this workstation is that you can so easily replace and change the parts, right? It's not an option in many laptops and in some other workstations, so the fact that you can just replace the battery, add RAM, if you wish to, is a major advantage of this ZBook. G7 also has some surprising benefits. Honestly, the spill-resistant keyboard is super comfortable to use. I also own a Microsoft Surface 2 laptop and the keyboard on the ZBook is simply much better. The ZBook has a military build, so as you would expect, it's one chunky and shock-resistant computer. It also comes with a 3-year warranty on parts, which for me was a deciding factor because I'm not super careful with my computers. It has an all-aluminum case and hopefully it's going to last. It has 4 narrow bezels that maximize the area of the screen and you can get a 4K display if you want to, but that was not something I was going for. The battery life is decent but not amazing. However, to be honest, I expected that and the battery life is in line with the specs of this workstation. For me, it lasts about 5 hours. Okay, let's move on to the disappointments. Overall, most of these were actually a surprise. The ZBook G7 Power was a carefully considered purchase for me, so I was confident that I knew what I'm getting. Firstly, the USB ports are just so difficult to use. It is a struggle to insert and extract the USB pens, and compared to the Surface 2, which I mentioned, it seems like a downgrade. Why do I need to waste so much time to get a USB stick in? What went wrong with the simple task of getting the USB port right? Secondly, there's an inexplicable fan noise going on with this workstation. Part of it I noticed comes from Windows Defender. For some reason, even though in the Surface 2, Defender is basically a background program, in the ZBook G7, it's taking about 15% of the CPU power. I needed to change the settings, do some investigating, and I was able to eliminate a part of this problem, but not all of it. Basically, I had to deactivate some security settings, but as you may expect, that comes at the price of security. security, so it's probably not the best solution. So I wonder why a simple Surface laptop can get this right, but a professional workstation fails to perform in this regard. The loud fan noise can be difficult to explain also because it doesn't occur during like complex tasks. Instead, it starts suddenly when browsing through the web or opening a Word document. It's infuriating. Lastly, I feel somewhat deceived in relation to the trackpad. It looks big and comfortable on the website, almost like a Mac trackpad, but when I got the ZBook, I realized that this is mostly due to the angle of the camera on the official photographs. And in real life, the trackpad is a bit smaller. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it was kind of disappointing. So what's my opinion at the end? I think this is a very decent student workstation given the price. However, after using it for a while, I'm kind of left in doubt about whether this is what I need for my degree. Sure, it's a very durable piece of equipment, but on paper, other laptops seem more powerful while also delivering better specs for a lower price. A workstation and a laptop are meant to be different devices, but in terms of specs, sometimes like a gaming laptop has similar specs at a significantly lower price. Honestly, I cannot know for sure whether this HP ZBook Power G7 offers a good value for money, but using it over the course of the last week did not explain to me why a workstation is in fact better than a laptop, or why should I pay more for specs that I can get in a gaming laptop. Comment below if you can explain this conundrum for me. After all, a gaming laptop has to have a good graphic card anyway, so I wonder if it's not a better solution in the long run. As you can probably tell, I'm kind of torn about sending this back because I know it would work great for a 3D game engine I'm using, but I just do not see why I have to put up with problems like usability of USB ports and excessive noise when I would expect a machine of this caliber to simply be a bit better. So my plan at the moment is to buy a Lenovo Legion 5 so I can have a fair comparison, and if at the end of the day this workstation is better, I'm just going to buy it again. I'll keep you updated.